Hello everyone and welcome back to Vesever Storytime. We're going to be continuing Danganronpa 2 today, going into the Chapter 3 trial. And there's the intro for today. Let's get right into it. Alright, so, continue. Yes, continue. So who do I think did it? Who done it? Who done it? So far, oh my gosh. I'm actually despite not wanting it to believe it, I'm half expecting Gundam or well, no, I don't think it'd be Sonya. Kazuichi. Hey, thanks, mate. See ya when you get back. Just because they have Kazuichi has the know-how for getting that stuff, the video cam to work and knowing to destroy it and all that good stuff, and that it couldn't see in the dark. So it would make sense how he could do all that. But Gundam also, there's no definitive proof for anyone yet, is the thing though. Power silencer. Oh. Yeah, I prefer not having to shoot as much. Was that really all I've gone so far? Ah! I probably should have bought some. That's okay. Yeah, that's really about it.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
Oh, it's funny because the class trial always begins with Monobi tied up and hanging. No reason. She hasn't even started fighting, or she hasn't even continued fighting it. It's just, okay, I'll be tied up.
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But
she likes it, yeah. Based upon her last, when she got smacked powed right to the moon, she's like, it feels so good. I was like, oh.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out.
Poor Nagito, he just wants to know how, and nobody wants to tell him.
Because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
But at the same time, I don't know if Akane was accounted for when she was sick.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that?
Because Mikan said that she noticed Ibuki was gone, but she didn't say anything about checking on Akane. Like, yeah, she was fine, and so she went off and said anything, checked. Or if she noticed Ibuki was gone, and then that's it, she didn't even think about looking for Akane.
Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Yeah, that's my feelings as well, Hajime.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Remember when I wouldn't say when we used to. I still don't like him that much.
Then,
But
let's start with when we split into the hospital team
at least
and
he's
motel
not
team because of the despair disease.
Mr. Doom and Gloom the entire time now. That is a lot better.
The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Now here's the real question. Is that person actually Ibuki? I think it might not. Because why the hemp bag? Why would it matter? It could be that that person dressed up. They did all that. They timed it so this way the light would go out at a certain time. And then they could just drag Ibuki's body up there with the rope and then raise the body right up, right? Yeah, because they could lower the rope and just put it, and then it's a machine, so it just raises her body. Just Ibuki being there. Well, that's just the thing. They could have done that and then left to go get Hyoko's body to bring there. And then once I left, then Hyoko they went and taped up onto there. And then, yeah.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story. And then what did you do, Hajime?
Heart pounding.
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late.
Because she could have been off screen, the actual body. But then again,
By the time I arrived,
actually that doesn't make
the person
sense.
wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling.
Because truth bullets, that's what I'm looking for. Was crushed windpipe as a result of choking. She could have been choked elsewhere, but AK, thanks for the alert. But there are no other external injuries. But no, there's no doubt that the cause of... Okay, maybe not.
I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our site.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital.
I guess, yeah, that means she did count Akane there.
Suddenly, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
In various ways.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem
Now,
with
if only we
this
could have
case
told
is.
him earlier.
When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
What?
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
It's just as Kazuichi said. Nagito's the kind of guy who'll just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it. I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. Well, at least he waited until the trial, so Nagito couldn't try finding evidence to show that it was me.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's
Aha!
fault.
I did not see the movie. You're contradictory. Contradictory. Aha! Movie's invitation ticket. That's the one.
Hajime's testimony is a lie.
I've learned my lesson now.
Then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
I've always sometimes been like, oh, this looks like right, boom, and then fire right away when really it's actually something near right at the end. Like, oh my goodness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie.
Oh no! No!
means it
Son of a
probably
gun!
is Hajime's fault.
Need to press Y to shoot it. Darn it.
Hajime's testimony.
And the fact that Ibuki...
That would also.
I don't think I can. After all,
Why would Hajime...
Well, obviously.
Did Hajime kill both...
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie.
I was expecting the
that's wrong.
silencer to need to hit twice on those, so it messed me up when it didn't.
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Wait, I've got proof to say that to prove that I didn't do it. Of course, it's all good. Wow. Nagito!
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that.
Classic Nagito's right.
Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad.
Not a game.
Just think warming up is really important, especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway. Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
See, I guess 10 minutes might be long enough to strap up a body,
Then
but
let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
Hmm? What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
But there's no one in there. Exactly. We didn't notice that one. But that's where I think that goo is going to make a difference.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
Or were they hiding behind the curtain?
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
Because we did run into Gundam in front of the motel. I forgot about that.
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
Unless somebody was able to do it quick enough, set the pin, and then walk away. So, in which, I don't know. It depends what that green stuff was.
You know, Nekomaru. Me too!
Me too?
Hey, why are you talking like, huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Monokuma, when is he ever not up to something weird?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Fuyuhiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? If Chiaki would tell me what that gross tasting thing was, that semi-transparent glob.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By
Oh!
locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
Yep.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Oh. Contradicts the truth.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
Step ladder.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Oops. Oh, so was this scrap of thick paper again? No. The unit. No.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
Step ladder.
You
No.
can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just... I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Yeah.
The killer was still inside the... By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt.
Okay, yeah, semi-transparent glob on the broken drumstick is really the only thing, because it's like, yeah, they did that.
Gathered together, and suddenly it...
So they look like I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
I think that's really... But he says the remarks contradict the truth.
The killer was
So it sounds like it's supposed to be something that isn't.
By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
Stalling for time.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
Walking from inside.
The
Oh,
lock was on
yeah.
the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
That makes sense because it might, depending what this glob is.
Music venue. By locking the door from the inside. No, that's wrong.
Aha! Forget shooting the silencer. I wasn't wanting to pick that because we don't know what the glob is.
That the
What?
door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
Isn't rubber at all. That was probably gummy? Gum, glue. I mean, if it's semi-transparent, that glue sounds like what that would be.
Let's see. That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too.
And then they left a broken drumstick there.
It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
It's not.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck.
It would have taken a lot of glue to stop 4 kids from opening it.
If you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me.
The trap!
However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Like, that's a lot of stuff to do in 10 minutes. Taping up a person, putting glue on a door, setting that.
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right?
I think
But
we're
it's
missing
possible that
something.
the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is that tape or that paper was actually wrapped around the body. I wasn't paying attention to the pillar. Can we see? Ah, we can't. Which is why it went all the way up to the lights and why there was some paper up there. Because they just tore that away.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
That scrap that was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now, I should be able to figure out what it is. The Hangman's Gambit! Oh dear lord. Wallpaper? It would fit. Oh shoot, I pushed Y instead of clicking again. Ah, there's my A's. No, I pressed the A. I'm a fool. There we go. Whoop! Ha ha ha! That was a close one. Woo, look at them all go. Whew. Oh, not fast enough there. Ah, there's my other P. E. And R. Success!
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper, see? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body? I traced it back from there. The answer should become clear. Alright, let's give this a try. Hey, man, skip it again. No. Logic that. Oh, geez, I forgot about this one. Whee! Oh, God, I need to remember the controls. Jump is Y. Gotcha. Whoa. Oh no, those are things I don't want to hit. I almost went to attempt to hit it. Look at us go down this pipe. Question 1. Why did Hyoko's body suddenly appear? It was hidden. At first I thought it was brought, but yeah, with the timeline, it just would not work. look at that speed go. Question 2. Did the killer use to hide her body? A wallpaper. Because that was over the baton right above her body. Woo! Look at them jumps. And question 3, how did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper? They formed a wall, they covered the pillar. Urgh! Woo! Look at us go! Got all of them this time. Haha, first go. Completed!
Got it! Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there.
Yep. Yeah, so because you would have never noticed it. It looks just like the other one, except not torn.
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
It's smart.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on it.
It's true.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
The crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hyoko actually killed?
The real question, though, I mean, what if they had just left it wrapped up? We would have had to have found Hyoko's body. And then they wouldn't have had to worry about any of that.
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
I guess that's why. It's because it's supposed to be the imitation murder, right?
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them.
Okay.
I knew it! There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated the two victims in that movie, I should be able to that. To hide the weapon, their accomplice escape because they like the movies. To mix up the killing order.
I see!
It's because they loved the movies.
The killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
Ooh, that sass is coming out full force.
Even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right?
Sass Jackie.
That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Throw the hamsters! Anyway, if this continues, we're just going to talk in circles. It's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Alright. Oh dear lord. Yes, the blood on the soles.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to
No, she's a ghost!
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor...
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yes! Click, 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 click.
Were there even any
I'm going to make sure.
footprints at the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were on the floor. But she was like sitting or something. So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
What?
Weak, I say! It doesn't even pierce my heart!
Alright, let's agree with that with the blood on the soles.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet...
Fast forward.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on... Was there any sign she stepped
Nope,
on something?
son of a... Haha,
I agree with that.
I consent.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries. Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck, and she died almost instantly.
Now the interesting thing is, did they tie up Ibuki? And then they told... Sorry, not Ibuki, Hiyoko. Then they told Ibuki to kill her, and then kill herself? So this way they technically didn't kill anyone, but they masterminded the whole thing?
Ibuki stepped on her blood.
Means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye! Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Come on, Gundam, I thought we were bros now.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
Well, this is a good line.
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Slash! Rebuttal showdown. Oh my god. Oh my god. Probably smudge on the floor.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about what did you see in Ice Nightmare?
Advance!
As long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds, there's no doubt that that blood is Hyoko's.
Hyoko was taped to the pillar, yes, but it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should feel proud of me. It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Oh, wow, that one was tough.
Damn it!
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belongs? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words.
It was made so this way you couldn't break through it. This way you had to go back to that.
The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
But why does that matter, I wonder?
Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
I mean, it's... I want to say common sense, but at the same time, that's probably... Maybe I just know it from, like, crime dramas and books I've read and stuff.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yup. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Huh? Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself.
Yourself.
Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Exactly, punish Monami. It's all good. Let me see here. Alright. Because.
Nagito, what do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's dead, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered.
Oh. Wait. Because if the killer killed Hyoko, but then they tried making it where Ibuki, it looked like Ibuki killed Hyoko and then committed suicide, then they'd be like, oh, well, Ibuki did it because she killed him and then she killed herself. That wouldn't make sense. And yeah, the whole way this is set up right now, that
It's possible
isn't a
Ibuki
logical
killed
course.
Hyoko and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
She was very susceptible.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, The sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive.
Yay!
When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
But she was hanging?
If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what? Hey, Duke, how's it going? Oh, pretending to be hung? It's like, yeah, and how would she get down? And
She hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging.
Oh, you made it for the
Her
job.
body would have been
Perfect.
defenseless
Good,
in
good, good.
that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
So far, you haven't missed much of the trial. We've kind of run around just in the beginning part, solidifying our base of what's happening.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Huh?
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
She was highly
I don't know
susceptible.
anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So
Something.
maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
Correct.
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Oh, the death portrait of Mahiru. Yeah, poor Mahiru.
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
At least it was an instant death.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement.
Alright, so what is Mikan's account? I think I was with Hajime the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital, check on everyone, realized that they disappeared. Technically, Mikan could have done it? Maybe? No, because she was running around to grab people. That would have made sense.
I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease,
Oops.
If nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
No! I keep pressing that one.
And
I
what
don't
about
know
the
this one.
others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
Well, not
so
everybody.
Everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
We can exclude.
I don't know. The only thing I can think of maybe is the surveillance camera unit on everybody's sleeping. Right up until the Monokuma announcement that morning, he comes with Hajime the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital check. Okay, yeah. So it might be Mikan's account on Fuyuhiko, because she corroborates it.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
Son of a gun. Oh, there's no one there. Okay, fine.
Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement,
Fuyuhiko and Sonia split up to search for Buki. Search. Yeah, none of those have anything to do with this time frame that we're talking about. Any of these accounts. So that only leaves.
I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
Surveillance monitor
I
video.
think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So
Movie's
everyone who stayed at the
invitation
motel
ticket, which
doesn't
I don't
have an
think.
alibi.
What about you guys?
Just the monitor video. Unless I'm supposed to
I
copy
was where I was
something.
supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement,
I was totally sleeping.
Everyone.
So everyone who stayed. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed.
I think
Aside from those
actually.
if nobody, Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Nope. Okay. I figured because the video had them in a thing. Maybe if somebody was strongest alibi, no clue.
Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
I'm not seeing anything in the evidence, like, that's even there, really. Like, I mean, there's right up until the Monokuma announcement, Mikan was with Hajime.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I don't see
I
anything.
think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then
Oh, I guess if nobody has an alibi
failed.
with Mikan's account, because that's her alibi, because I was there to corroborate it.
And what about the...
Right before the... I was totally sleeping.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed at...
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the... If nobody has an alibi...
Okay, there.
No, that's wrong.
I figured it out.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
I was too focused on trying to find somebody without an alibi, instead of just saying, no, we do have one.
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Don't say that!
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Again.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
What?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
But
I
what?
feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Killer had a different reason? That's the case. We're still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us. If so, then whose? What kind of trap is it? It's a trappity trap, trap. Trippity trap.
Hiya!
Why, hello there, Monami! The mossballs sure look tasty today.
Stop it!
Stop it! Don't characterize me as someone who lives off mossballs. And here's some chance time. Whoa, what's that? Now then, Monami's appeal time starts now. Huh? Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother is gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck! Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. That's 99% your fault. Actually, we did it. Yes, we did it all. While you are whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 3,000 words or so. That's too long. It'll just be a boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way. Then, I'm Usami, magical miracle girl Usabi. I'm an itty bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, and I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
Who are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. What an appeal. What an appeal. Doom, doo, doo, doom, doom, doop, doop, doop.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
But why? The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does something like that even exist?
Huh. It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
The rule wasn't there.
It's against the rules to kill
At
three
first,
people
right?
in the first place.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the concept of the movie. About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right?
Yes! And that's what was bothering me. They keep saying it's an imitation of the lion. Like, what are you talking about? It's pinned by arrows, not duct taped and throat slit. Totally different way of dying. Besides the fact that it's just stuck up against a tree.
But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
I mean, I guess unless they couldn't find arrows, so they figured that'd be best. But still, then it doesn't make sense why they'd slit her throat. That doesn't fit.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning,
Maybe I'm too much of a
they should
perfectionist.
have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying Hyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
Because murder wasn't planned.
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
I know the reason. Why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Hyoko went to a music venue. That's the key to all this. You need to find that out, no matter the cost. But you already know, Hajime. You already know. You were told by Sonya. A motel room key. Wait.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Yes.
She was guided by the will of causality.
Her own free will.
Why did
Is there anything to just to make sure?
go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Maybe the killer summoned her.
All right.
That's not. Maybe she got a. No, maybe.
She went of her own free will.
Consented. I agree because Sonia told me so.
It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Yoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Kyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the
Oh.
fact Kyoko got abducted.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the
Lips
one
are
who
feeling a
actually
bit
put out the
chapped.
key, right? Then something like that.
I won't move.
Whoa! Got it. Why?
Are you saying my gut was wrong? This will be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
No! That's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
With what? Guys fired up, ready to go! Oh dear lord. Sonia's account.
Kyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down!
Oh, cross swords. Failed? Oh gosh, I was tapping that a lot too.
Kyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
Advance.
But Hyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door.
Whoa.
So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
I guess.
There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
No.
That's the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all.
Well. Uh-huh.
Hold on. Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
Sony's account. I guess I'd do it at that one then. Yes, it would be okay. Might be too late.
There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought. That's the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all. Hold on. Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. Crap.
Oh, okay, maybe not.
Hold on. Try remembering Hyoko's body.
Okay, I guess
Kimono
it's.
was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
Because she didn't fight the killer. I gotcha.
The reason Hyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
We don't know who it is yet.
It's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Kyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono.
So far, with all this debating for the last hour and 10 minutes, it was just to figure out that, yes, they both died over there. And that Hyoko's body was wrapped up behind a pillar, so she died first. So we're starting from what, you know, they are both dead in the order they're dead. Now we're figuring out why they went to the venue.
I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she.
I'll try, Cheese. I'll try. You do that. You get that exercise. Something I need to do a bit more of. I keep saying that, but I never do.
She went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
Oh, Kazuichi's going to chime in there, isn't he?
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
So Teru leaves, and now Kazuichi's stepping into his shoes. Hell no!
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamster 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're
Wait,
wearing
what?
them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music
Or
venue?
someone could teach Kazuichi some manners.
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
Coinciding?
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
She's like,
Killed Hiyoko.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Do you have any ideas?
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
Killer's plan from the beginning. Pretty sure we're very, very close. Who's so cunning? Nagito's cunning. That son of a gun. I don't think it was him.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
He's just staring there like,
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, am I allowed to speak? Oh, I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion.
I know, he actually listened to Kazuichi.
He definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember, there was blood on Ibuki's slippers. So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene,
I thought we covered this already.
there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Thank you, Fuyuhiko. I'm like,
Really?
Hey Anna, how's it
That's
going?
annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Yeah, that's an awkward enough laugh. I'm doing quite well today, although I am a little disappointed and sad because I'm almost done all my ice cream sandwiches. I'm down to 2 left now. There was 4 earlier than I had when I actually shared one of the last few with the kids. But, you know, it is what it is.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
No, wait a minute. Ibuki had blood on her feet. There'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
That's strange. That's very strange.
Yeah, ice cream sandwiches, that's right. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, donation button right down below. Help me buy more ice cream sandwiches for myself. I actually not from scratch. I got some from PC, or the PC Choice brand from my local superstore. Got it while it was on sale for about $7 for a nice big box of like 32 of them. I've been curious about making my own at some point, but just something about the cookies from the bought ones. The outside is just so soft and delicious. And every time I try to make cookies at home, unfortunately they're not that soft. Although I'm guessing they probably some of the ice cream would soften. I don't know.
Strange? What's strange?
I see. Now something we finished talking about. Those footprints. There's still an important clue left that we completely overlooked. This is Nagito said. If she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why weren't there any footprints on the step ladder? Because like I said, I think she was dead. Oops.
I can prove it with this.
Now what do you mean by semi-homemade, Anna?
If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
No bloodstains at all. Right in the picture, there's blood on the side.
Did you notice such a small detail? How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate!
What are you talking about? You're obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito Kamade, you are definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder?
Yeah, he probably does mean on the steps itself, but it was still funny nonetheless.
There's no doubt that she really did climb it. Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video,
And thus, the black curtain. That was actually a projector.
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
And thus why it went dark right after. It's not necessarily that the candle was there. Or would have had to record it then. So unless Ibuki was the first one to die. And then while they were setting up Ibuki's death, Yoko walked in and then they're like, crap. But she had blood on her shoes. Because, yes, that makes sense. Because it doesn't look like the blood on her shoes are from her stepping in blood, right? It's just a little splatters. Could be while she was hanging there. That's when the slit throat would go splish and spray out onto the shoes. Because blood sprays far when there's a big slice to the throat. I think, what was it, up to 4 feet? Is how far it can go. The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video. And whether or not we can reach that hidden truth is all up to me!
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
Yes, the black curtain.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Because if it is a projection onto the black curtain, that'd be a lot harder to tell it was a projection as to if there was like all the stickers on the wall. Because then you'd see the stickers through the projection, as opposed to a solid black background.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
So it made it look more fresh, and something was just happening, or she was doing it herself. There's some hidden clue in that video. I should have seen something strange as I watched it. I'm the only one who can clear that up. The only one who actually saw that video. So I'm the only one who can do it! The hanging video that I saw. Oh, wait. It's a green curtain, actually, that's there, not black. So everything we know from the debates thus far, I should be able to figure out what's strange. Curtain. It's a different color. Black curtain in the background, huh? Based on that video alone? I don't really know if the oh.
Damn it!
Wait, that's black? What? Black, just the hue was off. Okay. I'm just there going like, wait, what? Huh? It's green! Because see, right here, if you look, it's not solid. Right? Or is it? No, this is reaching in front. The rope? I don't know. It looks see-through here, though. It looks see-through.
Here! That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Video makes it green. Okay. Okay.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital.
The bag.
There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
What about the
That is
bag?
truly strange.
Oh, okay.
If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Gotta refresh something here. Oh! Well then. Thank you, Twitch. I'd like to, this is why I like to do local recordings. So this way... Oh my goodness. Oh! Oh, we're up! We're up! Okay! There we go. Yeah, I think in 90 seconds is how long it lasts. I only noticed because it's like Cheese was mentioning the step ladder. I was like, what are you talking about? I got that almost right away. I'm done. I've moved on already. And then I'm just sitting there looking over. My dashboard's kind of stopped. Huh. Refresh the screen that, oh, it's been down. That's why. Alright, so basically, yes, I did find the step ladder. I said that. And now we're talking about the fact that, you know, blood's missing from it. From one side over the other. So that is what's all been missed from that. Sorry about that, guys. But luckily, you know, got that local recording going on, so when it gets uploaded to that YouTube at some point, it'll be all one smooth thing. And you'll see me kind of talking to myself going, huh? What? Huh?
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. The stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were 2 step ladders?
2?
But where would you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue.
What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right? That's amazing, Chiaki. All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
It's alright. Getting closer and closer.
What are you two talking about?
The stepladder isn't the only thing that's different, huh? Chiaki said that the stepladder was at a different place, but if that's the case, the thing that's different between that video and the actual scene of the crime is that thing the place where the killer did something? What's the difference between the video I saw and the actual crime scene? Oh, good lord. Two words. It's between the video you saw and the actual crime scene. I don't actually know. There, I can pause and think about it. Okay. I mean, there's the black background. No. The fact that it's pitch black. I honestly can't think of anything. Especially with that many letters for 2 words? Video I saw on the actual crime scene. The annoying thing is I can't go look at it. I can't look back. Between the stepladder... The hemp bag didn't have a monomi on it, I think. Filming location? Oh, good lord. Okay, well, thank you, because I can guarantee I would not have actually gotten that. You did remember correctly. Well done, Cheese. Well done. I appreciate that. Oh no! I pushed the wrong button. Oh no. Ah, there's my O. Oh, come on. Ah, where's my C's? There they are. Ah! Give me my proper letters. Jeez. Incredibly specific, yes. Ah! Whoo, the timing. That was close. No, my O! I don't care anymore. Whew. Absolutely hate the hangman in this one. I hate it so much. I didn't mind it in the first one, just shooting the letters as they appeared was fine. But this one just takes freaking forever. Even with the B, and you can't just B to go fast the entire time, because then you have to worry about things crashing into each other.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
I like all the other mini games.
Monitor's supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
Maybe one HD or two hangmans. Yeah, it's not great. In order to show us that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else, what did the killer do to that surveillance camera unit? They smashed it. Woo! Let's go! Whoa! As we go drifting down the pipe, look at us go. Whee! Question 1. Which part of the surveillance camera unit did the killer tamper with? The camera, both of them? Oh no! I was still reading! I should have slowed down. Technically, it could have been... Oh. Nope. Looks like it's the red pad. That camera. Oh no! Oh, so close! That's what I get for just continually having my finger on the acceleration button. Why slow down? Why brake when you could just be accelerating the entire time? Whee! Gosh, bravo. Okay, I had to slow down at that point. Did the killer tamper with the camera at the music venue or the hospital? The hospital. Wait, was it the music venue? What? I mustn't be following what's happening with this one all that well then. Because I thought... Oh, Kazumichi, what are you doing? What did the killer do with the camera from the music venue surveillance camera? They took it with them, increased the signal. Oh, that's a tough one. I guess they would have had to increase the signal because the camera was there. You gotta be kidding me. I've failed every single one of these? Like, the problem with every single one of these questions is it's all conjecture. There's no, like, the camera and the thing was destroyed in the music venue. So I thought, hey, maybe they just moved the camera. No. Or they took it with them. I don't know. All the other... Whoop, sorry about that. Sorry for slapping the mic. All the other ones were fine. This one was really weird.
That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
So, what if they just destroyed the monitor but took the camera? It could be that, yeah. And that's why I don't know. What was that? I thought they'd take both because, you know, they're tied together, and this way they can make sure that, I don't know, they could see that I'm watching. Because without the monitor, how would they know that I picked up and that I was actually watching what they were broadcasting? If they just had the camera. Although I guess the camera was blinking as well when there was a signal, wasn't it? I guess.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
I assumed that they took the camera and monitor with them to the motel every single time, and they didn't just leave it out in the music venue. Yeah.
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Well, that's true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
Smashed it.
I see!
That part I know. Yay!
The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
Even I
And
couldn't.
the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Which means even if it was filmed in another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. If that's the case, where was the video filmed to make it look like it was filmed at the music venue? The only possibility is that place inside that building. Oh my god. Conference room? Oh, no, I didn't mean to hit that button. Oh no. Because that's the only other place that actually had that. You see, this one was legit. I could understand this question. It made sense. You know, conference room, none of this film. Oh my gosh, why do I keep hitting? Ooh. Wait. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so confused. What's happening? No one. Son of a. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get these points back up. Oh, son of a... I don't care. I just don't care anymore. They can all hit themselves. Okay.
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's
I
conference
think you get to the killer. Okay.
Conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
Make the conference room look like the music venue. The killer went ahead and did some work. Make clear what the work was. Music venue curtain.
There's no way the conference room
Nope.
and the music venue look the same.
Which
There we go.
place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
Oh wow.
Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
He might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming locations. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
Oof. Oof. Okay.
There's no way the conference room.
I just want to make sure I'm reading this one correct. Black curtain on the very back of the event. Music video states not why not. It looks like it was brought from the supermarket, not something that was originally here. So it was brought there.
And the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other?
So the music
Did the
videos.
conference room look like the music venue?
No, it was the music venue to the conference
Or
room.
did the music venue look like the conference room?
Son of a. There.
That must be it. What the killer did was,
It was the killer. I don't know. That logic drive screwed with my mind because it made it sound like signals were jammed and weirded out and all that stuff. And Kazuichi's the only one who can do that with a camera. So if that's the case and signals were modified and so on, then he's the only one who could do it.
make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain, but after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
They want to make it look like a conference room of all places? But that's just the thing. The only one who knew about the whereabouts and what everybody could do is Mikan. So unless Mikan went totally crazy because... Of course. That makes sense. Yeah, it must have been Mikan. But she contracted the disease as well. And then, instead of being the timid, oh, I don't know, girl, opposites, she's now confident and sure of herself, or whatever. So she could have been able to commit the murders.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like a conference room?
Because, yeah, she may seem fine. But he also cured it, like, right after as well.
In actuality, even though the curtain
Or
in
so
the
he says.
conference room doesn't stand out,
So she would revert back to her regular self.
it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long
Unless he
enough to
just
reach
cured the other
floor.
ones. I don't know.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is the same color as the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor match.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
Something else that'd make the music venue look like the conference room. It's gotta be that. Well, I mean, we've already talked about the music venue curtain. I guess the step ladder? But they didn't have a rope. Oh, it wasn't melted, though. Is it? Yeah, I would have had to put in...
I can prove it with this. You're referring to the candle in the music video, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence.
Tamper.
The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
Attention to details for some parts, though.
That much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
He could have ran right upstairs.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. It's occurring in the conference room.
Like I've heard Bayside cops say that before, but isn't the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
Yeah, that's because she was already dead and already hanging, and thus the heat to make it look like it was fresh still. So they could have just followed after Hajime at a distance from the hospital room there. And then, once they saw him run away, then they could have went in and did the stuff. Thus why the morning announcements and so on don't necessarily need alibis there, because if it was done before then, it was filmed at the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue. Means there was a fake somewhere. That fake must have been the Ibuki in the conference room.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki.
That was one thing that was bothering me as well. I didn't think that that person could be the killer. Like, when you looked at the Ibuki one, there's the hair still down past the bag. And it just looked different body-wise.
The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
That's what happened. Then no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. At that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set that trap for me was...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video. There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is. Okay, so let's stop and think about this because, I don't know, I'm feeling very dumb tonight. I'm just not getting anything. I'm not understanding at all. There, so I'm gonna have to walk through it because my thinking's so slow. Alright, so they wake up, they go hospital, doing checking stuff, seeing if he's okay. Now, why would they film it to get him to go? There's the real question. Why? Why does he need to go? If you were you, and it wasn't the sick people. Oh, and that is only leaving Mikan left. But the real, and that's why I want to pick her. However, what I want to figure out before I try that is, why do I need to leave the hospital to go to the venue? That's the part I don't understand. I'm not getting. Yeah, maybe not. But yeah, Mikan's still...
You're the only one!
Okay, yeah, so I was right about that.
You're the killer, aren't you?
Because I think she contracted the disease and it made her into that. Like I was saying earlier.
Killer who murdered Ibuki and Hiyoko.
Killer? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question!
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikan have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence?
Shouldn't you get some rest already? You should be exhausted from nursing without any sleep, right? Then, if you insist, I'll use the on-call room upstairs. Must be mentally exhausted, so it's better if you relax in the lobby instead.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music video.
So that right there, that's some prime Mikan booty.
And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby.
Nice.
If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Kane and I, We're both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second. What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible. There's no way I could kill someone.
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that.
Aww.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
Now, what I wonder is if they can ask Monokuma just to turn on the despair virus.
What do you say, Hajime?
This was so they can
Still
see.
believe this woman is the killer?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
Well, she did try to suffocate him twice with her bosom. So... Everyone's hanging up on me. Tricks aside, logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like this? Could it be I'm the one making a mistake? No. In fact, it'd be so much easier if I was wrong. If I have this much doubt about someone I've spent so much time with.
Can you hold on a minute?
Uh-oh. He's got the crazy eyes. Huh?
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time.
What?
I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with a suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
Are you serious?
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
It was me.
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Actually, this is a game.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Dang, that's a huge deal!
Go Nagito, right?
Clue. Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from, this rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Again with the supermarket?
A rope.
That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this. The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her.
No.
The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Darn it. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
So, this rope won't be much of a clue. Then I might as well search another place.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Those words contain a decisive clue? Is that really true?
Ibuki didn't die.
So let's just reread what the rope used for hanging says. Rope used for hanging according to Mikan. There's no doubt that the cause, according to her, Death was hanging herself with this rope. She's supposed to be choked out.
She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Yes!
That must be it.
Because who tells us how they died?
So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death was being hanged by this rope, right? Yes, she had no other external injuries. So there's no doubt she died from hanging herself. I see. So Ibuki died by hanging herself.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
Because how would anybody else know, right?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking. You, Mikan, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
You are right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But
She's
even a
good.
drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
He's totally right.
But she's the ultimate.
I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
Mikan nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikan because she was nursing her.
Good point.
So Mikan volunteered to nurse us? Because she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikan is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just
So
can't
mean.
forgive this crime at all.
It's too half-assed.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikan is the killer.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
But I'm really not the killer. There's no way. I'm capable of killing someone.
Is that really true?
Ooh, called out.
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop.
I can't stop. Won't stop.
I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
Ooh.
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
I feel like a Kane tonight.
If you want to believe in someone,
Like,
you
what?
need to overcome doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all you can say? Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh?
It's going crazy now.
Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
Oh man, look at that confident face. Angry.
Hey, Mikon.
See, she didn't snap right here. She might have gotten away with it though. So close.
It's not
Everybody still wasn't really buying into it that she could have.
Not fair, 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 not fair! Why won't you forgive me? If you did something, you'd forgive yourself right away! What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit? That's the issue.
That is the
If we
issue.
don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some?
Huh?
I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered two of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair.
Oh, now you're talking, Chiaki. Talking Nagito's language.
Hey, Mikan, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me.
Can you prove it?
Prove it?
Do I forgive Mikan for killing people? I don't think I can do.
Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? Ah, that's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy! I didn't do anything wrong! Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! That video, I never filmed that video!
Sounds innocent to you, but
Started arguing
you know, I agree. I think the fact, especially because she keeps fluctuating between crazy and uncrazy, is all the more convincing.
But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime.
Why am I the only one?
So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Whew. Alright, Could it be this was Chucky's goal all along? Oh, you played as her, eh? Oh, I see, I see. To think everyone's fate depends on me, the only person who saw that video.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
I had to make up my mind. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who's going to finish this. Doesn't yelled out stupid, stupid, stupid. No, instead instead she just decided that her catchphrase is, "Why won't anyone forgive me?"
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Beacon's account.
Oh, do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Oh my.
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I guess the blood on the soles? Let's see. Don't flinch, don't hesitate, don't run away. The only one who saw that video. Who else is going to do it if I don't?
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Yeah, blood on the soles.
Huh? Do you have any?
Wait, what? Copy killer's mistake. Shoot when we can possibly know.
Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Oh, perfect.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed it.
Fast forward. This one has a lot of text in it, my lord.
Just from that, there's no way you'd be so please
Hajime, pay close. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
There we go.
I'm not the killer!
So, what would she not know? Probably the... So far, we haven't discussed the bag on the head. Because I took off the bag by the time everybody got there.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof?
See, what else does she say?
Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious?
They all wore the
Or could
hospital.
it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different...
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown?
Oops.
Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
Well, we just talked about the
There's no
candlelight.
way you'd be able to make out her body type!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
No, we talked about the candle. We actually talked about the fact that that's how we figured out in the conference room, because the lighting was so different that it had to be the candles there used on the lighting to do the difference between the thing. I'm pretty sure it's the hemp bag. That's the only thing that hasn't been said.
We can't think of anybody else who could have filmed.
And I took off the bag before everybody arrived.
Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof?
No? Okay, maybe not. Oh.
Damn it!
No, not the hemp bag.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikon.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that. There's no way you'd be so.
Technically, the only other thing then, yeah, would have to be the camera angle. Because everything else has been mentioned.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed.
Huh? Do you have any? Is the hemp bag on her head? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different bodies.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Ah, son of a...
Just from that dim. There's no way you'd be so pleased.
You're twisted.
You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
We can't think of
Rough.
anybody who could have filmed.
Huh? Is the
Rough.
hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have.
Is that really? You could tell her body type just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
What? Oh, come on!
There's no way you'd be so. Please forgive me! Hajime, pay close attention. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I think I just... Oh, right, there's focus. How do you even do that? Oh, there we go.
Do you have any proof?
I keep forgetting about the fact that there's focus. Because I never used it.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that video, just from that camera angle.
Oh, I didn't copy it.
From that There's no way
Ooh, that was a close one.
Hajime, pay close attention. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Okay.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital?
Secretly, it's just because I love her voice with despair.
Ibuki and Mikon clearly.
I just want to hear it over and over.
You could tell her body type under the hospital gown, just from that video, just from that camera angle.
Oh. Okay. Aha!
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
I'll shoot through that contradiction. Oh ho ho. But no, I am serious. I actually do really like her voice in that.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle. So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
The only reason Mikon knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. You lied, didn't you? Are you
Mondo
serious?
Flub. Yep, like when he backed himself into the corner.
Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
There's no way I had the same tracksuit as him. Mine was black. But we never said the color. Or was it blue? I don't remember the exact color, but yes.
I was wrong. No, that's not it at all.
That's not it?
I mean,
It's impossible.
Impossible?
You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag. Isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater? Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right? Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that tote bag is a limited item. So don't you think it's impossible?
Nope.
Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at
Because
the same
Monokuma
time?
explained to us that they get an unlimited supply.
It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think? That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
She really wants that forgiveness. Long time no see. Well, not really. It's time for the third panic talk action. Oh dear. This is probably going to be my last job during a class trial. Please humor me while I taint your ears one last time. Ooh. Starting from this PTA, the reload and ammo features will be added. Okay, there we go. I was wondering when they were going to add those. You'll no longer be able to make do with just the B button. Below the tempo marker in the lower portion of the screen is the number of bullets. From this point on, you'll need one bullet to destroy one remark. If you're out of bullets, you won't be able to destroy the remarks no matter how much you mash the B button. You will be able to refresh your bullets by pressing the X button to reload. Just like locking on, press the X button in time with the tempo marker. The controls are the same as the B button. Match the tempo, and the bullets refreshed is based on how well you kept the tempo. Get the timing wrong, bullets will not be refreshed, so be careful. Also, your ammo will be completely refreshed and will not run out during fever time. Dirty narrator. What can I say? Well, if he's dirty, then fine.
If your difficulty level is set to gentle, you do not need to reload. I guess this was a pretty useless explanation, even though it was the last one. That should be all the explanations for the class trials. The rest is up to you to overcome.
You should be able to find it beyond this point, what you and I both yearn for.
Oh no!
Dang it! It pressed A double twice. Oh no! Well then, good luck and have fun.
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item! That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
Jeez. This rate we're not getting anywhere. Halfway done? Oh boy, oh boy. I gotta do something and end this. Do something so I can make her admit it. Panic talk action. Oh, you're right, there's shields. Yeah, it's A, not B. I keep saying B. It keeps throwing me off.
Still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want.
Right.
You're done for! Forgive me!
There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
Here's a bonus prize.
This is the end.
Whew. I wasn't sure if it was bonus prize where the theater part was. Plot hole, eh? When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's a common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in two separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
I suppose we pretty much know everything at this point. What's the plot hole? Curious.
Why can't you forgive me? Why?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Nikon, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left.
Oh, right, I have to put it all together yet.
Already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Close the government. Begin! Alright, so we have the ripped piece. What's left? Surveillance. Hiyoko trapped to the pillar. What are you spreading? Glue? Putting on the switch to the surveillance. Oh my gosh, so all these are like way later. Oh, wait, no. Wait, huh? Okay, yeah, that's already done, so that's gone. Running. What I was looking for. Okay, so these are the two fake. Oh no! Fake ones. Back to normal after destroying it. Okay, so I know this one goes here. One goes there. I think it was in the conference room, right? And she had to go to the music venue to destroy evidence and reveal Hiyoko. So the killer had 10 minutes to do the crime. Yes, that is true. Okay, and this is it being torn. Perfect. Oh, last stock already? Dang. This was a shorter one. I guess this. Ripped off the wallpaper. Huzzah.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
This was actually a lot shorter and easier.
The key to
Nice.
this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw.
Yurana begins bumping it to the point that she was TV with her sponsor. But how much of that was an act? Or was she actually like that? And if this was the despair, if it was the despair virus, which we haven't figured out, hasn't been said yet. If it was, then she was under the influence then, where she wasn't a bumbling idiot anymore. While she was doing the whole crime bit there. So, considering that she would have done this all over at night already, and she had to turn up the heat to make sure the bodies were still warm for anybody who wanted to touch them, to make it seem like instead that it was killed earlier. Despite the fact that that once wasn't mentioned once the entire trial, even though it was constantly saying, oh, we're so hot. Oh, look, we found an AC clue. It wasn't mentioned once. I was like, okay. But yeah, let's keep the bodies warm for people who touch them, so this way people who think they died sooner than the previous night. So she had time to set that up. All she had to do was just follow behind him because she could hear him running. Wait, first trial? Yeah, the first trial. Okay, yes. I just mean for this trial. So, I mean, she could have followed him as he went. He wasn't looking behind him because he would have been concentrating just on...
That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time. When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music video. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music video, so I immediately headed over there.
Well, that's the thing. The only thing she had to do within the 10 minutes was tear down the wallpaper. Everything else was already done. Because Ibuki was hung the night before. So she would have followed him, like, and then other than that, just tear down the wallpaper and glue the door. That's it. So that isn't too bad. Oh, right, smash the camera was, sorry, it was the monitor that was already smashed. That was in the trial. They said the monitor was already smashed on the ground, so she could have done that the night before. All she had was the camera, in which case that was in the trial as well, that the camera wasn't done, so she had to go back there, smash the camera, take down the wallpaper, and then glue the door. The temperature would have been up already because he was commenting how hot it was when he first found the body. Sure, I'm remembering details of the stuff here while I'm talking like this, but not during the trial, right?
But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time, when in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake. I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick.
Yep, so then that's when they went in because they followed me.
First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body.
But because they were trying to go quickly, by just ripping it down, yeah, there was a piece that got caught on top.
When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music venue, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue.
I still find it hard to believe that the glue was that strong that it could take 4 people slamming against it.
The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced.
Because they were trying for a bit there before they all slashed into it.
With that,
but either
the killer
way,
finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and me.
Like super industrial. But we have to remember, it's only had 10 minutes to set. Like the really strong super industrial glues and wood glues and like that kind of stuff, it takes longer than 10 minutes to fully set and become that hard. But I know video games suspend your belief and all that.
They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, about Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
They still haven't talked about the temperature. I think that's the thing that's bothering me the most about this. Like, I understand why the temperature was raised, but they haven't talked about it. And yet they've talked about everything else, including why Hyoko was there and all that stuff. So ready, oh boy.
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time.
Oh, hey, Chris.
This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you.
We're about to see, finish off. Oh, no one is online. Oh. I was hiding from you.
Mikan, what has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
Whoa there! A moment of your time. Oof, I'm gonna get some low points in that. 68? Oh, 50. Wow. Huh, okay, well, whatever. Not an A, but oh my gosh. One moment. Close the door. Alright.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice,
Well, she
or
seems
the dreadfully wrong one?
almost excited of despair as Junko was.
Let's go!
All rise!
Well now.
Now then, though it may be obvious at this point,
Correct.
you got it right once again. That's like 3 in a row. That's right. The true identity of the horrifying blackened who killed 2 girls was Mikan Sumiki.
Damn it.
You gotta be shitting me. Are you saying Mikan, the one who nursed us back to health, was the one who killed them?
I won't forgive you.
Don't joke around with me, Mikan. Did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill them from the start while you were nursing them?
Hey,
Don't just laugh. Say something. This is going nowhere.
What's going on?
This chick.
Hey.
This is nothing like Becco. She's actually gone mental. Vito, why hello there. Hello and welcome to the end. If you wanted to check out the whole class trial, I advise you stop right now and you watch the VOD. It's we're at the end when we've already found the killer. You know who it is, and we're going through.
That's obvious.
There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. She's no longer the Mikan Tsuruki that we do. Huh?
Hey,
Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. She probably had the despair disease, which was the motive for this case.
What?
Mikan! You say?
I
know, because I was looking at Mikan for so long. She was the one taking care of me after all. My consciousness kept drifting, but even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on, did you say Mikan also had the despair disease? Then that means she was...
What?
Huh? Hajime, has something crossed your mind? My body's heavy. Oh, not just heavy, it's something soft and really hot. That's right. Oh, right, because she felt really hot like the others. Right. That's right. Mikan felt really hot at that time. Now that I think about it, that must have been... My body's heavy, mom's spaghetti. A high fever, just like what Ibuki and Akane had.
It cannot be.
Then, because of that disease, Mikan was... Exactly, the fan service was to throw us off. We were too busy going like, well, look at those legs, those thighs, oh my. That we didn't pay attention to the fact that she was hot. We were just like, yeah, she's hot, baby. And that was about it. Then, because of that disease, Mikan was...
Perhaps...
The symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of the name despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she can still laugh in such a hopeless situation. Oh dear.
Jeez.
Are you saying that you were looking at 16-year-old's legs? Why, yes. There's no way that you couldn't, considering they were taking up at least a quarter of the screen. Which means the Mikan standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by the despair disease.
Isn't that right?
She's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. Ultimate despair? Oh dear. That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead of for the sake of hope?
Possible.
There's no way I can forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of despair? Ah, that's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong? Wrong? What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Huh? Huh?
Who are you talking about? Only 21? Well, I mean, isn't that the same in America? You're only legal at 21? I mean, no? Oh wait, no, that's just drinking, right? You just can't drink at until 21. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Sorry. I'm just used to Canada where everything can go at like 18. If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know. Oh dear.
Was the only one. That's right. The only one who never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted me.
Theories on her beloved, eh?
They gave me value. They loved me.
Her mom?
Loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full. This is my reciprocation.
I know. I understand that I've done something unforgivable, but what you know to transcend all that is truly what love is all about.
Hey.
I don't understand what you're saying. You don't understand? Is it because you don't have anyone to love? Is it because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity. I feel I feel sorry for you. Oof. Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but love is a wonderful thing. This feeling of freedom where you no longer care about anything. Oh, we got Doki Doki vibes going right up. This is Yuri right here. I love you so much. My beloved and I are the only ones within that thin veil, and I'm just looking through it. That's why as long as I'm On the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me, it's like nothing matters. I could just die. That's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love, love. Her beloved is secret, or she is Mon Ami in human form. Ooh. Love all they love. Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
This is...
Seems that I was wrong. Not only was she affected by despair, you were half right. It's right to say that this is all thanks to that disease. Because thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Remember? Apparently that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom. Which means you had the remembering disease? But if this means she remembered something, ended up like this?
Such despair.
Are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before you even came to this island? You're don't get so angry. Well, first of all, the reason I became like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know? Because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I'm the person I am today because of many human relationships. So it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? Even so, the current me was most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. Love. And it was also my beloved who created the me that everyone can't forgive. But my beloved still forgives me and still accepts me. That is the key difference between all of you and my beloved.
Don't fuck with me!
Like I said, who the hell are you talking about? Oh dear. Are you saying this is Mikan? She's the real Mikan? Mikan, please answer me. Did you really remember? You ended up like this, all because you remembered? There's no way I can believe that. There's no way the person you are right now is the real Mikan. Ooh, you still tell me. Then to prove I remember, I'll tell you all something nice. It's about that World Ender organization that you all were worrying about.
You serious?
No. No, I just remembered, that's all. I knew about it all along. How that horrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation. Future Foundation. That is the F on the vault door, I guess. Future. Yes. That's right. That symbol on the ancient rune's door. That's right. It was the Japanese word for future.
Hey.
Just what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning? As the name suggests, that organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. Put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
What the heck? This isn't a comic book, you know. As part of their plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Mon Ami? Huh? I knew it! Mon Ami, Monokuma, they're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? Mon Ami and I aren't members.
I am Monokuma!
My existence is entirely my own!
Hey.
Don't laugh. Hey, Mikan, if you really do remember, then you already know, right? You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us. Of course I know that. Let's see, the Future Foundation lackey that's hiding among you all is... Oh, well, one really cares about that, don't you think?
Of course not!
Oh, hell no! Find out eventually, so there's no need to be so impatient. Probably when that countdown ends. Countdown? You even know about that?
Oh?
I don't know anything. Huh? I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love. From the bottom of my heart, I just don't care about anyone or anything.
That is...
Mikan, is this really you? I won't believe it. There's no way I can believe. you were like this all along. Because if that's true, then who's the person we've been spending time with up until now? The past. Past? That person. She didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You guys consider that thing a friend? Ooh, you hate chapter 4? Uh-oh. That doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self. But that's... Well, that applies to you all as well. Memories of people, memories of events, whatever memory it is. Losing memories are like losing your personal identity. Memory's the most important component in building a person, don't you think? Losing our memories makes us shadows of the past, don't you think?
Hey.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but in the end, it always leads back to that story. That story about our stolen school lives.
Hey.
So, it was true all along? Our memories were taken away?
Damn it.
That wasn't true. We wouldn't be suffering as much. Well, why don't you just take your sweet time and remember at your own pace? Oh, Wanakuma. It's alright for you to start now.
Yes, indeed.
Punishment time? Damn it, why? You can't just have to end like this. This is too pointless. This is too much.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
Oh boy.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see them. Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
It's Byakuya. That's her beloved. Because he's everyone's beloved. Hospital bed. Oh no. Oh dear lord, that's a big needle. Bye bye ouchies? Oh dear. Oh, he tripped and fell. Gotcha. Wait, what? Okay. I don't particularly like that one. I don't like that one. All it is... She was shot off on a syringe-filled arm into space. Now, and you didn't see an actual death either, it's true, you know, yes. Just ding, off into space, gone. Considered, I guess she's supposed to be considered dead because, you know, being rocketed into space, you know, isn't good for a human body. But... I mean, if she got stabbed with a bunch of needles over and over, I could see that. Or cut up. I don't know. That's, it's finished. Is it really finished? The killer who killed Ibuki, Miyoda, and Hikyo Seonji was Mikan Tsumiki. And she's been executed. She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So what? What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikan from earlier? I'm sad I didn't get to hear more of her amazing voice. Should have done that one bit of the trial over and over again. I was hoping she'd talk more in her regular voice. Was that her true form? Or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease?
Damn it.
Does it really matter either way? She ended up like that just from remembering. Then all along, Mikan was never worth being a symbol of hope.
But...
Even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, if the disease turned her into that, she lost herself to a simple disease. She was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope.
Isn't that right?
So, let's just move on. Come on, let's take all this despair and change it into hope.
Please wait.
That's impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so... Like a house of cards collapsing in an instant. In the end, our friend we thought we knew ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. Then she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only her malice towards us. And now, there's no way we can just move on or try to have a clear-cut attitude about these feelings. That's clearly impossible.
Damn it!
Impossible! It would have been so much easier if she was the traitor too.
Wrong.
Too bad. That's not the case. Mikan was not the traitor.
Come on.
The traitor is still alive. As proof, see how fine Monami looks right now. I'm not fine at all.
Hmm?
But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation. So you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right?
You fiend.
What does that make you, fiend? You did say you're different than Monami. Who cares about what I am? More important, I'm tired. There's a, yeah, your mood. Mahiru, yeah, all about that Mahiru. I mean, that's the reason why Guitar just can't watch anymore. She's gone. Such despair. The drama just kept going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean right eye during the break. Your right eye is made of black beans?
Hey!
Wait, now's not the time to focus on the how. What are you trying to say?
Hey,
One last thing happens. Oh, okay. You know, isn't it said that life has its ups and downs? It's fun because downs come after ups. But if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring? So, to help you guys feel better, I prepared a special event. Oh, is Nekomaru finally coming back? Head over to the First Island's beach. An old friend will be waiting there. Old friend?
Huh?
To be Nekomaru?
Hey.
Is Nekomaru safe after all? Safe? How should I say this? I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. Awesome. We're starting to see the light of hope. The light of hope? I am happy Nekomaru is returning to us, but
just as I
our
thought.
friends just died, so I honestly cannot be happy. I don't think Nekomaru is going to be in one piece, to be honest. Because Monokuma was being rather sly about them about what he was saying for when things were happening. I'll come get that later. Miss Sonia.
However,
What? No, Nekomaru's final. Okay. Oh, it'd be hilarious if he's actually done up like Monokuma, though. However, even so, I'm still happy. Nekomaru is safe. I'm truly happy.
Fine.
If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived. Hey, Supreme Overlord of who gives a shit, that line doesn't suit you at all. I shall crush you into dust. Ibuki, Hyoko, Mikan, can you hear us? If you are unhappy, I apologize. However, please forgive me for right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
Right?
Then let's go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it grand, even for those who have died. Oh no, she's back! Huh? What the heck? Do I still have the after effects of that disease? I don't get this at all. Kane. Alrighty then, let's go! Yeah, you're right. Nekomaru's coming back. When we heard that, we were unable to contain our excitement as we jumped with joy into the elevator. Wait.
Uh-oh.
Man, they just ran off without listening to what I had to say.
Unbelievable.
Jeez, they're so impatient. Didn't they learn to stick around until others have finished talking? What does that mean?
Hey!
You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
Woohoo! I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to properly explain everything to them, including Nekomaru's body. Ah, jeez, see. Huh? Nekomaru's body? Woohoo! It's their fault for not sticking around until I finish talking. So something happens because of that. I bear no responsibility. What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him, that's all. I mean, if I didn't do that, there's no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. Oh, it just couldn't be helped. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is he in a Monokuma body? Oh, that'd be hilarious if he was another Monokuma doll. As soon as we exited the elevator, we started running. Hurry! To the beach on the first island. Right, let's haul ass. With our minds were completely exhausted, strangely enough, our bodies felt light. Without stopping for anything, we kept running on. We kept right on running toward the beach on the first island. Where is he? Let me on. Where? Where in the world is Nekomaru? Hey, Nekomaru, show yourself!
Listen!
We'll come to pick you up. Please hurry up and come out of hiding. We raised our voices. We looked around the area. Oh, it's the monkey that's hiding. We raised our voices again. We looked around the area again. And so on and so forth. We kept looking for him. But...
Hey!
But what the hell, man? He's nowhere to be found. Did we get false info from Monokuma again? And that's when it happened. We heard a familiar voice echo throughout the beach.
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
Could it be?
That voice! With high hopes in our hearts, we turned toward the direction of the voice. And then we saw something truly unbelievable.
Huh? What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much!
Who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on?
That's his voice.
If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing!
Oh dear.
The name's Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
He is a giant robot now. We're covering all the tropes to this this game. Nekomaru. Oh, there goes another day. Chapter 3. Trapped by the ocean sand. Boop, boop, ba-choop, boop, ow! And... boom, and just like that, 3 down. Danganronpa. You have obtained a present. Nurse's apron. I don't feel you. Think of all the extra free time you would have if you had not to worry about bodily functions. Alright. That's the perfect time to stop. We finished chapter 3. Ho 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 ho. Whee! We'll do that. We'll go to the main menu. Get ourselves some delicious menu music. Oh yeah. Alright, so thank you very much everybody for hanging out tonight. We are chapter 3, halfway through Danganronpa 2, apparently. However, we'll see how... It's a... You say halfway, but are the other chapters shorter than the 3 previous? So are we actually a little bit more than halfway, despite, you know, being halfway through the chapters themselves? But yeah, oh my gosh, that chapter 3 trial was a little difficult. Not gonna lie. Oh wow, I got nobody online at all. Whew, like everybody's offline. Well then. Cool beat. Oh, well, of course. It's like everybody's getting ready to go to TwitchCon because apparently, what is it? Starts tomorrow, something like that. So, I don't remember the date, but yeah, there's not going to be many people online. So, thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out with me today. You have yourselves a wonderful evening. This Saturday, I will be playing Sea of Thieves with Zookeeper Chris once again. I believe we are planning on doing a nice, relaxing fishing stream, possibly, maybe doing some story quest. I don't know, we'll see. I did enjoy the first one, the story quest that we did off stream the other day. I'll talk to him, we'll see. I think AFK might join us as well, I'm not 100% sure. Well, if anybody else is interested, by all means, let me know in my Discord. For those of you who are not in it, there you go, invite link there, as well as down in the panels below. And otherwise, until Saturday, well, I hope that you have yourself a wonderful day, evening, all that good stuff. Catch you later.